Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Islamic Calling Podcast. Recently, I saw a video by Sam Harris.
Hunter Biden, at that point, Hunter Biden literally could have had the corpses of children in his basement. I would not have cared.
Recently, he had an interview with Brett Weinstein on the whole like Israel Palestine thing. Like literally, the every single thing that came out of his mouth is just wrong.
Israel, if it had wanted to perpetrate a genocide against the Palestinians, could have done that on any given day. They obviously haven't wanted that.
Why did Israel bomb a refugee camp?
People that the Israeli army were fighting, those were terrorists. Yes, they are children. You want to know why? Because they raise these people to kill us.
Are you saying children are terrorists?
I'm saying children can be terrorists. Yes, they can.
They obviously haven't wanted that. They obviously don't want to do that now.
Not nice, you know.
So I'm gonna react to some of it. Let's start watching, inshallah, and I'll make my comment.
I don't want innocent civilians to die, and Israel has to destroy Hamas.
So these two things are completely contradictory, by the way. He's saying that I don't want anyone to get hurt, but I also want Israel to win. Like, how does that work? Like, Israel is an illegal occupation. For them to win means people will likely get killed. Also, just think about what he's saying. He's saying these people that stole other people's land should have the right to kill people who are resisting that occupation, right? Like, he has that backward. Like, it's so stupid. Like, it's kind of amazing. These liberals don't recognize their own kind of like stupidity and like their own like fallacies. Like, it's so dumb. They just assume the position of the Israeli side is the correct one without like any justification. Like, it's just okay, like these people are stealing their land, they're occupying them, and they should kill them. Like that's their argument.
The most obvious error that people will make now is to imagine that body count is the only measure by which the moral balance swings, right? So if Israel goes into Gaza and inadvertently kills more people than were killed on their side, they've done too much by definition, right? That's wrong in all kinds of ways, but the obvious way that it's wrong is that it completely ignores what people are actually attempting to achieve on both sides. What kind of world?
Okay, this guy is so psychopathic. He's basically saying is that, oh, people will look at these body counts and they'll think, oh, one side is right and one side is wrong. Yeah, that's how it works. If one side is committing greater number of atrocities compared to the other side, that means that other side that is committing greater number of atrocities is wrong. Like, anyone who sees a children dying in pain can understand that's wrong. That's wrong. I hear this guy saying, no, that's not wrong. That's okay. Like, imagine how delusional these people have to be. And to see all these footages that have come out from the war, all the children that have literally been blown to pieces, all the people that have been blown to pieces. And his response is that, oh yeah, but that doesn't make Israel wrong. That doesn't make them evil. Like, are you serious? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? This guy is a psychopath. I think brother MENJ is here. Hold on, let me.
So I realized that if I were to take my dinner, it would take a long time and I wouldn't be able to join the stream. So I'm sacrificing my dinner for this stream. Okay, I hope you appreciate it.
World they're attempting to build, what their intentions actually are. What would they do if they had more power? If the asymmetric power in the region were reversed, how would Hamas behave vis-a-vis Israel? Right?
How would Hamas behave? Guys, how would Hamas behave? How would Hamas behave if they had power? Actually, you know what? We actually know how they would behave. Because we saw how they behave. They had hostages and they released a bunch of those hostages. And guess what happened? Those hostages did not seem distressed. They didn't seem like they were tortured. And then let's compare that with how the IDF teaches their prisoners. They come back with their hands and feet broken, and you have clear example.
One thing is obvious. Israel for decades, if it had wanted to perpetrate a genocide against the Palestinians, could have done that on any given day, right? It would have been trivial. Tomorrow, they could kill everyone in Gaza if they wanted.
Yeah, but they do want to wipe out Palestine. Like, they are doing that. Like even if you ignore everything that happened since October 7, you can clearly see, like, they're clearly wiping out Palestinian territory. And they're wiping out and making them refugees. If not, if you don't want to call this, a genocide, you have to at least call it ethnic cleansing. So it's from the Times of Israel. Here's what it says. Far-right minister says nuking Gaza is an option. Like, I don't know. Sam, like which part of this sound like they don't want to commit genocide? like which part of this doesn't sound like they want to commit genocide? Like do they like need to do something else so these people can at least get some clue as to who they're talking about? They clearly want to commit genocide. They're literally openly saying they want to commit genocide. Like, what are you talking about? like,
So the question was, do you want the state of Israel to be dismantled? I have a short answer and a long answer. The short
Yeah, yeah.
answer is yes. Okay. The short answer is yes. The long answer is yes.
This commenter, what he said is false. Let me pull up an article. Hamas accepts Palestinian state with 1967 borders. That's literally what they said. like that's literally what they said in the charter. Khaled Mashal presents a new document in which Hamas accepts 1967 borders without recognizing the state of Israel. So they are willing to accept the 1967 border without accepting the Israeli state. However, they're not against this idea. What they're asking for is that the Israelis have to make concessions. They have to allow right of return and other things.
If you reverse that balance of power and ask, what would Hamas do? What would jihadist organizations anywhere do? They would kill all the Jews, and they have told us that ad nauseum. The found.
No, they would not kill all the Jews. They literally said they don't want to kill all the Jews. Recently, Al Jazeera put out a video. Basically, they quoted Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, who's the founder of Hamas,
Yeah.
literally saying
Yeah,
that
Shahid.
they don't want to kill
Shahid
Jews.
Sheikh Ahmad.
This was also addressed by Hamas's founder, Sheikh Ahmed Yassin.
Look at what he's saying. He's just not some random person. He's the founder of Hamas. We don't
He's the
hate
founder, yeah.
Jews
He's the co-founder.
and fight them because they are Jews. They are people of religion, and we are people of religion. If my brother, who has the same religion and parents as me, takes my home and expel me from my land, I will fight him.
In 2017,
So yeah, that's what Hamas wants. Like they never said they want to kill all Jews. So that's just
Yeah, I
false.
mean, these people, these people, they don't understand what the land means to Palestinians. They think that just because the Bible mentions that the Jews came from that land, and therefore, for some reason, those same Jews hold the title, the land deed to this land, even though a majority of the Zionist founders were actually atheists. I mean,
Yeah,
Ben Gurion the first prime minister of Israel, was an atheist.
Charter of Hamas said that explicitly.
Okay,
They look forward to a
I'll
time where
listen to it.
Quranic prophecy would be realized, when the earth itself would cry out against the Jews, where the rocks and the trees would say, "Oh, Muslim, there's a Jew behind me, come kill him." Right?
again, that's another lie.
Yeah, he's talking about the hadith again. Yeah, that
Yeah.
hadith is eschatology. Okay, it will happen in the
Yeah.
future. We don't know when it will happen.
You can find this on Islam QA and other fatwa sites. In some reports, there is an indication that the fighting against the Jews that is mentioned in this hadith will occur at the end of time when Dajjal emerges
Yes.
and the Messiah, Isa ibn Maryam,
Yes.
descends and fights them. Abdullah bin Umar,
Yes.
may Allah be pleased with him, narrated that the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, said, the Dajjal will camp in this salty, barren ground in Mar Kanat, and most of those who will go out with him will be women, to the extent that a man will go back to his relative, to his mother and sister, and to parent and will tie her up for fear that she may go to him. Then Allah will give the Muslims power over him, and they will kill him and his party until a Jew will hide beneath a tree or a rock, and the rock or tree will say to the Muslim, "Here is a Jew behind me, kill him." These corroborating reports were quoted by Al-Hafiz Ibn Hajar, Fath al-Bari. He classed as Hassan the hadith, and he said what is meant by fighting the Jews is that this will happen when Dajjal emerges and Isa descends. Even Mukin said what is meant by the word "he will fight Jews," this will happen when Isa descends and Muslims will be with him and the Jews will be with the Dajjal. This is what it means.
Yes.
And this is said by Ibn al-Mukin, who's a scholar of hadith.
So
the
it has
hadith is basically referring
down
to
to-
people, the Jews who will follow
Yeah.
Dajjal, Antichrist.
Yes.
That's
yes,
what it's referred to.
Yes.
He's not talking about all Jews.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, it's talking about a group of Jews that would be the followers of the Dajjal, right?
Exactly. So yeah, he
Yeah.
just misrepresents the hadith. That's a lie. He's not talking about all
Yeah.
Jews.
Yeah.
Basically,
Exactly.
here he commits
Exactly.
the fallacy, hasty generalization. I believe you take a small sample and based on that, you say that the whole people are guilty of this. So it's basically you cannot generalize, right? Just because Sam Harris is a piece of shit doesn't mean all Americans are a piece of shit. Basically, how the logic goes, but it's foolishness.